Hey, this is Chad.
And this is Sean.
And we're here to show you how to set up your email. We're gonna show you how to set it up in Cpanel.
This is one of my favorite parts. To know that you have your own email address to your own website. For me, getting my Sean at something.com
It's
was
not happening.
They've
already taken it. Like Sean is cool.
Yeah.
At hotmail.com is probably already taken.
Yeah.
But you could do anything you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this, to me, this is one of my favorite parts, and it's exciting because you have your own. You're running your own email.
You know what I did when I first set up my email? I still have this email account. Okay, so I went in and I put in Gleaves. You know, they tell you if it's available or not. Gleaves. It was not. It was already taken. So in my infinite wisdom, instead of coming up with something new, I put in Gleaves 1. And then it was taken too. So I put in Gleaves 2, and I actually got Gleaves 2, but I was getting a lot of spam at it. So guess what I did next?
Gleaves 3.
Exactly. And I still have that one today.
That's how you came up. I thought you were like third generation something. Gleaves 3, three brothers. I don't know. That's the story behind Gleaves 3.
The story. Yeah, you've seen that. So here you can do anything. Yeah, I do like this part because now I can be. But the problem is you have to have creativity to come up with creative stuff, and I'm not so sure that I have. Like, you have to come up a name for me, Sean.
But this is just where you get to be original. This gets to be your own. You get to put your name, something creative. It's just, you finally get to show ownership to this site. And I think it's just a big step in you becoming closer to a webmaster, you know?
a giant step towards web mastery. Yes. And so click on email accounts right there. And you'll want to pick your .com or whatever. And you can just pick anything you want. Here it is. So we're going to type in my amazingly creative name and just put my first name in there. Chad at richwindowcleaner.com. And then type in any password you want. Again, something real simple. And it's telling me here that you have a password that's extremely weak. I would recommend a good, strong password because if a spammer got a hold of it, they'd spam, everybody or whatever with your name, and that's not good. And then you can set it up as 250 megabytes. Now, if I was setting it up for an employee, or if I was at a church, in which I do this at my church, I will put a limit of 250 megabytes. And the reason I do that is so that John, for instance, at our church here, he will store large pictures and videos and stuff. He'll just let them stay on the server. And they'll pile up real quick. Yeah. And I would rather them drop it off in a folder in Outlook and get it off the server. So as soon as they drop it off in a folder, keeps it clean. But if this is just for you and you feel like, I'll take care of it. I don't care if it takes up, because this does take up your storage space on your server. This is actually the same thing as your web server, the email. So you could put unlimited for yourself. If for somebody else, I might go in and put, a limitation on it. Yeah. So create the account. And you notice down here, it now shows up as Chad at richwindowcleaner.com. Now, there's a few actions you can take. You can change your password, change the quota, delete it, and you can click down more and access their webmail. Let's take a look at the access webmail for them. So richwindowcleaner.com is asking for the password. We'll go in, we'll log in. And you can choose different online. This is kind of like if you went to Hotmail or Gmail. I always use Squirrel Mail. I don't know why. Which one do you use?
A Squirrel.
Okay, we both use it. And we've got an empty thing here. You've got a few inboxes over here, and you might be able to put a few folders. I usually do something else. I never use this, Sean. Do you ever use?
I don't use this.
Yeah, I don't either. What I do, we're going to go back. Go back to your Cpanel here. I'm just going to backspace until I get back to it. Okay, so we're back to the Cpanel. Go to forwards. Now, go to forwards. It's about the fourth one over. And there's a few other things we can look at as far as emails here. We might come back to it. I don't know. Forwards. Now, here's what I do with mine. I forward it to my personal email. So that way that as soon as somebody emails Chad at richwindowcleaner.com, it will go straight to my Hotmail or my Gmail account. So we're going to click this button, add forwards, and we're going to choose richwindowcleaner.com. What address do we want to forward? We're going to do the Chad. And then forward to email address is going to be Gleaves at, and so just type in your personal forward email address to whatever. It could be something at Hotmail, Gmail, doesn't matter. And then click on Add Forwarder. It says now that chat at richwindowcleaners.com will be copied to my personal email address. Go back. Click on Home at the top. And now, the last thing I'm going to show you here is a spam assassination. Now, this is the stuff. This is just all dealing with email for your site. And now you have it set up. You can use it. We'll use it here in just a second on the site to set up the contact. Well, that's pretty much it on the email stuff. You got your email accounts. You got your forwarders. Anything else that we should cover on this, Sean?
Just one other thing that you can do, and this makes it easier if you want. You can set this email account up to go towards like an Outlook, or if you're on a Mac, if you have Mail, you can set them up to where they can filter into there and not do a forward. You can actually have that mailbox just sent in there.
And so to do that, we go back to the email account. Right here, configure email client. And then it gives you the auto configurations for the different ones, or you can set up your manual settings right here. And so this would be where you would get the information to set up your Outlook or whatever.
Yeah. And this just can come in handy if you have a bunch of sites. I'm running several different sites, so I have all my different email accounts set up in my Mail on my Mac, and it just helps out. Not necessary. Forwarding works just fine, but this allows me to be able to send a lot easier for my own personal use. And that's just up to you.
The best thing about what you're saying there is that when you send out, Gmail has a way of sending out under the name of the forwarder. So let's say richwindowcleaner.com. If I send it out normally, it would come out as my Gmail account. But if there's a feature in there I can use, so it still sends it out as the richwindowcleaner.com. But the way that Sean is describing here, you never even have to worry about that because you're actually sending from that account. It goes out like that. It's not masked or anything like that. So, all right, that's it. Let's move on to the next lesson.